Here we are 5 years later. He won't stop talking about me. And if you watch him do it, guys, watch him do it and look in his eyes while he does it. It is a suppressed homosexual rage. He is enraged.
Which, Lord,
You talking about a nigga gay. His gay ass looking in the nigga eyes when he talking and shit. Gay ass nigga, bro.
Shooters, niggas don't really be shooters. Shit go left, I know how to. Shit go left, I know how to maneuver. I can get bread on the block of computers. I ain't bulletproof, but I'ma up first. I'm too paranoid, I don't be trusting.
You know, I got that tone on me. Hold on, that shit gonna show. I got that tone on me. We here.
Jersey, 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 nigga. New Jersey.
We here with another video, man. Sneeko is exposing how desperate Andrew Tate is. A video by Omeezy. Y'all already know, man. Let's get into this shit.
It's like that nobody really talks about until it starts buzzing in your ear, making sure that somebody hears it, making sure that somebody starts a conversation about it. And honestly, I'd probably say the mosquito of content creation is Andrew Tate. His meteoric rise was felt worldwide, and as soon as Kid Icarus got close to the sun, he flamed out in almost an instant. And now in 2026, he is trying to recapture that lightning in a bottle. But he honestly can't. The top G nonsense is done. The manosphere is pretty much dead. Shouts out to this new Netflix documentary. I can't wait to watch it. Prominent people aren't inviting him to be on the internet anymore. He's not getting backed by any sort of government. So he decides to take the method that a lot of famous rappers have done and start beef with notable content creators. But the only one who's really willing to entertain him apparently is Sneeko, of all people. I know what you're thinking. This is the 1,000th time we've done Sneeko versus Tate, but this time he's willing to expose Sneeko in a way that is so disgusting, we've actually got to talk about it. If you're new to this and you haven't already, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. It goes a long way for this channel. And without you guys, I may have to start a fake beef with somebody in order to get some sort of clout or traction. Now, back.
Hey, not for real, bro. Subscribe if you fuck with your boy, man. Don't act like you too cool, my nigga. Don't act like you too cool, bro. I don't want to have to try to go and be one of them random niggas on the internet dissing your favorite YouTuber, bro. It's like, nah, bro, I'm a grown ass man, bro. I'm not doing that shit. What the fuck I look like, man? What the fuck I look like, yo?
Now, Sneeko and Tate haven't been friends for quite a while now. It started back in January, where Sneeko started calling out Andrew Tate for walking back on his morals and values and brands that he's built in order to promote a different type of lifestyle that we can't explicitly mention on this channel.
Tate promoting. Let's have a real conversation about that. I tweeted at Tate yesterday because after years of saying he didn't want to stream on Kick because they promote gang, after years of Tristan saying that gang and degeneracy and porn is ruining the West, Tate promotes his website. And this is a day after he said people with the name Mohammed are ruining the West. Coming from a Muslim guy who's saying there's too many Mohammeds and then promoting a link. And so him, after all years of saying that is evil, taking a deal, it's just like, really, bro?
Now, there would be some other conversations that both of them would have some disagreements about. You know, they had a conflict about America's invasion into Venezuela, and then some other back and forths about each other's character, etc., etc. But the main reason why Sneeko would call out Andrew Tate is simply due to the fact that Tate kind of flipped on one of his core values, one of the ones that made him so enticing as a figure online just a few years ago. It's this concept of standing on your values as a man and not flipping for the bag or for women or for whatever, etc., etc. I think it's important to mention Andrew Tate's past transgressions here to show just how much has changed over the past couple of years about Andrew Tate, how he's viewed in the public eye, and what he's doing now as a means to get viral. For what it's worth, Andrew Tate has been objectively losing. He's still dealing with all those legal troubles about him trafficking women out in Romania and the US. He lost a fight to a TikTok influencer, Chase Demore, which for a top G, no matter what, was fairly embarrassing, especially because after the fact he tried to make up a bunch of excuses. And then he came out with some outrageous content surrounding the Iran-US conflict that's going on right now.
You think I'd miss out on a chance to be stuck in the Middle East during a war? That sounds like a epic story. Me, I'm there. Come get me. No war or no.
What is wrong with this nigga? I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. It be so confusing because almost everything the nigga preaches is kind of contradictory, especially to what you see now. Because for the most part, it's almost like he shames people who do clout chasing activities. He shames guys that are like always trying to seek validation, right? Right? He's always trying to do that. But then he turns around and does the exact same type of shit. Just as a white bald man with a beard in a Bugatti. I don't, yeah.
Food, dead policeman, I took his fucking gun, I'm held up for the final fucking stand. I've lived long enough anyway. I'm taking the first fucking plane back. Oh, let me run. Oh my god, I'm so scared. I found a way out. You're a fucking coward, and you're gonna get what you deserve. Kill me. Kill me. Don't give a shit.
He was literally caught being a part of a state-run program in order to be an influencer to promote Dubai during this time, which is a very, very weird concept. I say all this to say that Andrew Tate right now is spiraling out of control. He's trying way too hard to be, you know, familiar and recognizable, you know, still have the clicks, motion, and traffic that he once did, the stain that he does. And for what it's worth, he just doesn't have that stain and that motion. He's even going so far to the point where he's willing to attack people that were once his friends and who actually put him into the young male audience that he does have now, that's aging up a little bit, but also realizing at the same time that he's like a loser. Tate has always been addicted to having his name in the media, in the headlines, and in the tweets and the algorithm. He doesn't care if it's for good or for bad. After that HH Miami incident, he felt like there wasn't enough steam towards his name, so he decided to tackle the next big thing in American politics, the Epstein files. For whatever reason, he goes full on victim blame about the women involved in the Epstein files. And I use the word women loosely because although there were some women involved, we also do know that there were some children involved as well. But then, being as he is a man of experience, he even doubles down saying that he misses the days of trafficking, which I think is just so weird. Sneeko even had to call him out on this stuff because this is the man who is supposed to be the leader for a generation who is losing what Sneeko identified in the beginning as some of the most important things to Andrew Tate's whole movement, a man losing his values.
The thing I'm not supposed to say about the Epstein files is that women have become such lying whores that it's impossible to take any of these unsubstantiated claims seriously. Women have sex and cry so often that real victims never face justice. Yeah, Andrew, you should apologize to the families of all the victims on Epstein Island. Andrew Tate, I'm not even saying this like drama farm aside, but him saying that you can't believe the victims that ended up dead, missing, or committed after being public about what happened, you need to apologize to those family members. Imagine being related to somebody, one of the daughters, one of the young girls that went on that island. The countless pictures we've seen of Epstein with children now running around in a pool in the kitchen, and then you see Andrew Tate saying, these women are whores and they lie about. Imagine that.
It's crazy because that's like on brand though. I think the confusion comes from anybody who kind of gave him way more, put him on way higher of a pedestal that he needed to be on. The nigga was always just like, and it was always weird to me. Everyone else, right, like 25, over the age of 21, gets called unk and unked to death off the internet. But y'all were calling this genuine grown-ass man a top G. And he wasn't doing shit but promoting passive homoerotic shit, gang. Like, it was just basically like just glazing your mans and, depreciating the value of women. What the fuck would no right-minded man would ever think any of that shit makes sense? That's the reason why he was pushed to teenagers. And if you were a grown-ass man following anything he was saying, unfortunately, your brain just was not that functioning. It wasn't that processed. Because none of that shit made sense to me. I always thought it was just rage bait. I thought it was rage bait, like it was meant to be rage bait. I never thought that Andrew Tate believed anything he was saying or actually stood on nothing he was saying. I thought it was just for the sake of getting niggas mad, riling up a conversation. Because it's just like, bro, some of this shit that niggas saying is like, yo, this don't even like logically make sense. As a grown ass man, why is your brain operating like that? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, bro.
That was your sister, your daughter. You got to apologize to these fans. You need to publicly apologize for this. Disgusting, disgusting behavior.
Now, instead of doing the credible thing, which would be, you know what, I probably misspoke. I'm a loser. I should step away from the keyboard. Somebody locked me up in a jail cell. I did that shit, admitting it, you know, all the things that Andrew Tate should probably do. He actually doubled down on him and his basically publicity farming attempts. And he decided to challenge Sneeko to a boxing match, one in which he doubled the.
That's what niggas always want to do. Y'all niggas ever notice, bro, when niggas start falling off, bro, it's two different things, bro. It's two different things. Either if they old as shit, they gonna just go do a podcast. Because, you know, realistically, you're not trying to do all the extra, maybe all that. You just want, you know what I'm saying? They start a little podcast with the homies or by themselves, and they give whatever opinions they have, and they just, you know what I'm saying, they package it as like a entertainment, right? Or if they still a little bit somewhat young, they feel like they still got it in them, they challenge niggas to boxing matches. Cause maybe they'll get a good amount of money and publicity from how much people hate them so much that they just want to see them get beat the fuck up. Or just want to see in hopes that they get beat the fuck up. Only certain people fall for that bait, though. And it's really only if the person they're trying to get to box with them genuinely just wants to beat them the fuck up. They don't care about, oh, I might give you attention, give you a second win. They just genuinely want the opportunity to beat the shit out of you. And, hey, shit, I guess.
Purse in order to fight Sneeko.
Andrew Tate's begging to do a fight with me. They asked me not to talk about it, but fuck it. I don't really owe no loyalty to Tate at this point. They just offered a counter offer. They want me to fight for $1 million. That's how desperate he is to reclaim the top G status. But I stole that shit. Yeah, they want me to fight $1 million. A couple days ago, it was $500K. Without any pressure, they doubled it to $1 million. That's how badly he wants to get it back because I stole it. They want me to do $1 million on Misfits. I don't really see any benefit for me. What is he, like 4 weight classes heavier? He already lost a lot of his fight aura, let's be real. After Chase Demore, the hype for your fight, after hyping yourself up for being a 4-time kickboxing champion, it's not the same as it once was. I've never had a professional bout. I've never had an amateur bout. My fighting career consists of losing to Sean Strickland and taking a win. Honestly, I won that fight. I think it'd be funny if I ask him, if I counteroffer and be like, you know, Andrew Tate, I need to go fight for $6 million. I don't really see what I have to gain. If I win the fight, it's like, you know, Chase Demore already kind of showed a clinic there. It was what is there really to gain? I'm already top G. Yeah, $1 million to change my life. He's gonna try to call me, you're broke. I'm not broke enough to take a game like you. $1 million doesn't really change my life. I do this because I love making content. I'm going to have to do a fight camp and all this stuff. We'll figure it out. They're going to be upset that I said this on live, but I mean, fuck it, bro. When people are out here ratting on me and try to ruin my life, it's like, what loyalty do I owe you?
And Sneeko's right about it not being beneficial.
Yeah.
Why? Because I think he's actually starting to wake up to the fact that Andrew Tate isn't necessarily this motion creator himself. The idea that he pushes the needle is no longer relevant to the conversation. He's actually somebody who is grasping for straws by going totally off the deep end. He's to the point where he's actually praising Jeffrey Epstein in some of these tweets that he's putting out, which is totally inexcusable. It's weird as fuck, but it's something that also a sign of somebody who's desperate for some sort of attention. He's not going to be able to get that from the generation that once gave it to him, you know, the Sneekos of the world, the Aiden Rosses of the world. Hell, I don't even see himself connected to Myron anymore like he used to be. So what has he decided to do? Switch his eye to the new young hot manosphere, black pill, red pill, you know, insane streamer darling at the moment. That's right. The Mog Master himself, Clavicular and Andrew Tate are teaming up on a regular basis. Why? Because Clavicular is the new person that is supposed to lead the radicals on that end into the timelines, algorithms, and mindsets of an entirely new generation.
I don't know if you've noticed this. Maybe you have, but there is a war for Clavicular right now. Have you noticed that people are battling for Clavicular's soul, right? Especially after he said that guy.
That's a crazy way to put it, but nah, did I?
Some mods and that JD Vance is a subhuman. They're realizing that this is the next up guy. This is going to be the forefront in how much influence he has in Gen Z. And they want that so bad.
Statue of Liberty is there, and it's supposed to symbolize freedom and hope and liberty for all. But as you learned in Arizona, to a lesser extent to what I learned in Romania, is that none of us have any fucking freedom, and that we're all stuck inside of the Matrix, and that even if you're the president of the United States, you're arguing with some fucking senator or some stupid bitch in Congress.
You know, it's like the way this nigga talks sometimes, is like the shit would sound like it makes sense until you really listen. Like you really gotta listen to it, and he just sounds like some kind of loopy ass uncle that just keeps telling you stories from once a time when he was, you know, a wee little boy or some shit. It just be killing me, bro.
You have media insulting you. Even if you're the president, you can't really escape the Matrix. Perhaps the only way to truthfully escape the Matrix is to live unapologetically, be the person you want to be, say what you want to say, and not give a fuck about the consequences. And I hope on this journey that you're on, when it goes right, when it goes wrong, whatever, if anything bad happens to you, heaven forbid, you end up in a cell or whatever else, or the internet turns on you or whatever bad happens, I hope you sit there and go, I was real. I was me. I said what I meant what I said, and that's how I escaped the Matrix. I don't give a fuck what happens. Because truthfully, you've only really escaped when you're just as happy in jail as you are here. That's the only way to escape the Matrix.
But Andrew Tate clout chasing off of somebody who's literally half of his age. Oh, I'm frame mogging. Let's go get the frame. We're criminal maxing. Nigga, you're 40 years old. What are you talking about?
He said, nigga, you're 40 years old. What are you talking about? I'm telling you, bro, this is like niggas like him, and not for nothing, not in the same boat, but I'm going to explain why I say this. But the way niggas go about with like him, and I got to say like even Duke Dennis, bro, is why I got to start realizing, bro, y'all niggas gotta understand. Don't let these motherfuckers unk you to death on the internet, bro. It really don't matter. This mad subjective. If you just so happen to be a unk that they find entertaining or funny, you're not unk. You're just funny or entertaining. Like, no one really gives a shit, gang. I'm not gonna lie to you. And in all due actuality, you got niggas like this. I couldn't imagine that Andrew Tate. I thought he was like maybe in his mid-30s. But I knew he wasn't in his 20s. So it's like, why was everybody allowing this nigga to push an agenda that literally was only resonating? Like, the shit you're saying only resonates with a certain age group for a specific reason. That's because they're the only ones that can relate. If any nigga over the age of 24, 25 is not agreeing with the ideology of a nigga that has already been living for 4 decades of the entire life, right? They've already been living for 4 decades. And no one over the age or over living 2 decades of life believes or agrees with anything you're saying. And then he's supposed to call himself a man. He's telling other niggas how to be real men and whatever. Bro, you're 40 years old, bro. You're 40 years old feeding for attention on the internet. What 40-year-old is clout chasing on the internet? Go do something. Like, for real. I don't know. I ain't gonna lie.
Of children. You're trying to escape the Matrix and you're speaking like a teenage, like a Gen Z teen on TikTok. I'm relatable. How do you do, fellow kids? I'm frame mogging. Is this how you do it? Fucking corny. And it comes off so desperate to anybody who, it's like everyone sees like, what? Ugh. What do you think of our genius idea for this brand? Mogged by Clav. You think that Clav doesn't see it or that his community doesn't see it, what you're trying to do? He's losing the youth and he wants to get the youth again because he wants people to sign up for Hustlers University. Clav has his target demo and he's coming out, oh, I'm just like you. If Clav didn't have something to give Tate, if Tate couldn't take his audience, Tate would be dissing Clav the same way he's dissing me.
Now, this concept reigns true for anybody that is aging out of the social media limelight. For what it's worth, this is generally speaking a young person's game. Virality is for the 16 and 17-year-olds who can go and harass cops, jump off buildings, crash cars, do all these other things. Similar to rap. Sure, some do age gracefully into the next age where they have a core audience that will continue to follow them for as long as they create content or music. I'm thinking about like the Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, Drakes of the world. And I'm also thinking about, the Berleezes, the FD Signifiers, hell, even the Duke Dennises. But at some point, generally speaking, you would put away those childish attempts at making content in order to transition into an older and more graceful line of work. The problem with Andrew Tate is the way that he attains a bunch of capital doesn't work like that. He literally needs the youth in order to fuel his endeavors and monetary ventures. So he has to associate himself with somebody who is galvanized galvanizing the youth. Hell, if he could go younger, he would go younger. And I'd have to side with Sneeko here. It's actually pretty pathetic. Instead of providing anything of value or substance like you claim you did when you were running this Top G Academy and all these other things, you've decided to go get the low-hanging fruit of impressionable men year in and year out. I think the difference that you'll run into is that like Clavicular doesn't give a fuck about any of this stuff, but nonetheless, that's me being too deep into their lore. It's just a weird old guy hanging around kids. Like when I first started going clubbing when I turned 18 and saw the 40-year-old at the Just 18 club. Shit was crazy. Now, everything that I'm saying and even Sneeko is saying is the reality behind what an Andrew Tate is now to the conversation in 2026. And Tate doesn't necessarily like that. In a now deleted tweet, he has threatened to leak information as to why he decided to stop talking about Sneeko, as if anybody really cares about that in 2026. Now, Sneeko does get in front of this by talking about how he's going to spin this narrative about Sneeko being gay.
I know what he's going to bring up. I already know what the tactic is to be. These people are easy to read. You know, I didn't want to address on stream. I'm going to address it before it happens. Maybe people will clip it up. What he's going to do, he's going to bring up clips from a podcast from like 5-6 years ago where I was a stand-up comedian at the time, and we were joking, and on streams joking about like, oh, have you ever thought about being gay? Yeah, it's a joke. The other one they're going to bring up, there's fake pictures going around where people pretend that there's these, like they say that you did gay. Most of those pictures are fake. The other ones, I was 17, and there are leaked photos that I sent to a girl that leaked online. They're fake. And people post that, and they've ran with this lie. The pictures that have circulated are not real. And of course, I never wanted to talk about this stuff. It's embarrassing, but it got leaked, and then the person got arrested. It wasn't part of like this shoot or this magazine. This was private stuff, and it was posted when I was 17, and that's circulated around. I already know what he's gonna do, and then he's gonna also show modeling pictures because I used to model high fashion for Burberry and Nike. That's what he's gonna do. I guarantee you. And so he's gonna bring this up and then try. Oh, he's gay, but he's not gonna talk about what my platform is used for this anti-war position, for not wanting to get my country to go and die for Israel while he lives in Romania.
So it seems he's got himself exposed and all these revelations are going to come to light. So I'm going to tell you a very factual story. I'm not Gossip Girl. I'm not here to insult anyone. I have no personal vendetta against anybody. I'm not mad at anyone who's ever insulted me. I'm just a guy, and I'm just here to tell the version of the story as I lived it. I'm just here to tell the truth. That's it. I'm just going to tell you some facts. A few years ago, there was a streamer, I think everybody knows who I'm talking about, who was obsessed with me. If I got a girl's number on Fresh and Fit, he tried to do the same thing. Every single thing I did, he copied verbatim. He tried to be me, literally be me. He was obsessed with me. And I thought he just wanted to be famous, and that turned out to be a homosexual obsession. He came...
Who was Andrew Tate before all that shit started happening? Because Sneeko was already somebody. I don't think Sneeko got a majority of his fans from trying to be like Andrew Tate. I think he just got it from being Sneeko. Sneeko's kind of always, you know what I mean? He's kind of always just been how he is. Like, I seen that little point, but like I mean, like that would that happen? But like it doesn't really. You know what I'm saying?
To Romania with two people who I respect very much, Myron and Fresh, great guys. They managed to convince me to allow him to come. He came there and started acting really fruity and really weird. He started telling me that he had this cuck thing that was exposed. He had this big cuck scandal, and he asked me what I think about cucking and if it's normal to explore your sexuality and if I've ever tried it. And I said, look, I'm older than you, bro, and I've never tried that. I don't think that's normal. And then he started saying, isn't it normal just to try new things? Don't you think it's normal to be curious? How do you know if you're really gay or not unless you've tried being gay? And then I realized he was coming on to me. And when I realized
watch out, bro.
I thought the best thing I can do is just not talk to him anymore. Because I don't like this Gossip Girl stuff. I don't want to be a drama merchant like he is. My brand isn't sitting online and constantly insulting other people like his is. So I thought, let me just cut.
Okay, where has self-awareness gone, bro? Your brand is literally sitting online and insulting people. If that's not your brand, then what is your brand? Because everything is based around insulting women. I think you lost a lot of people right there, bro. I don't think nobody believed that game.
Cut him off. He's obsessed with me. He's a bit weird. I don't want to ruin the guy's career. Let me just go his own separate way. Since then, he has mentioned me every single day in every single stream he does. Andrew Tate wore a gambling t-shirt. Andrew Tate drove a car. Andrew Tate drunk coffee. Andrew Tate this. Andrew Tate that. He is obsessed with me. And if you see the way he talks about me, you can see in his eyes. It's not because he is morally superior. It's not because he just wants clicks. It's a homosexual rage which is suppressed. Guys, I don't like saying this. I feel uncomfortable making this video. I wanted all of this to go away. I just said, no, I'm not gonna fuck you, bro. Get out of here. I just tried to ignore the kid for 5 fucking years.
You know what's insane though is because Sneako's not, right? So the idea to fabricate an entire narrative like that actually would make Andrew Tate way gayer. Like, it's actually gayer to like be delusional enough to think that another man wants to do something like that. So in all due seriousness, Andrew Tate would technically be the Basket boy. No cap. There is no way that it would, because he never made no type of gay accusations on Andrew Tate and like that. Like, why would Sneako even have some kind of a scenario like that made up in his head or a theory? Like, that's some gay ass shit to even have thought up in your head. I don't know, gang.
Years. Here we are 5 years later. He won't stop talking about me. And if you watch him do it, guys, watch him do it and look in his eyes while he does it. It is a suppressed homosexual rage. He is enraged.
Which, Lord,
You talking about a nigga gay. His gay ass looking in a nigga eyes when he talking and shit. Gay ass nigga, bro.
and behold, like a playbook, Tate actually goes to the internet and alludes to the fact that when he first met Sneako, he felt as though he was fruity or weird, or basically insinuating the fact that he was gay. Totally, utterly ridiculous conversation. It's stupid. It's actually tiring. But what I'm really trying to get at here is that I've never seen a guy grasp for straws so hard to be culturally relevant again like I have seen Andrew Tate. This isn't necessarily even a video about me defending Sneako in this regard. I just can't believe that somebody like Tate has fallen off to the point where he's going about these lazy ass tactics in order to get back into the place and space.
Maybe he should have been investing properly, right? Instead of just buying a bunch of Bugattis. Because, like, I ain't gonna lie, as relevant as he was for a little bit, or as much money as he said he had for a little bit, you should have already knew that shit wasn't gonna last long. I mean, how many niggas do you know really just survive on social media for decades and decades on end that are just solely, like, their whole entire existence is based around just being against everybody? Like, come on. Oh shit. Like, come on. Who do you know? You can't say 50 Cent, because 50 Cent doesn't just make fun of people. He also makes music, and he also made shows, and he also, like, you know what I'm saying? So, like, you're just doing that, bro. You should have invested in something. Entertainment shit, some kind of, I don't know, invest in some OF shorties, some real estate. Maybe he did. But you shouldn't even be on the internet grasping for relevancy, bro. Your money should be sturdy. You should have had money sturdy. Like, you should have this shit figured the fuck out, man. You're growing this shit. You should understand this shit. You should have not fell a victim to the fast cash that the internet relevancy give you. You shouldn't have fell a victim to that shit. And if you did, nigga, you're no better than the niggas you try to make fun of. Nigga, you're not a real man. All that fucking money, you just wasted. What did you waste it on? What's the financial literacy? What are you on the internet at 40 trying to start beef with niggas and making gay accusations? Like, what the fuck? I ain't gonna lie to you, gang. I don't think that's what every 40-year-old is doing right now. As a man.
That he was all the way up into the point where he would actually pay clippers and social media pages to put pictures of 17-year-old Sneako on the timeline as an attempt to embarrass him.
So you're gonna spend 5 minutes, what are you gonna say? You're gonna call me gay? That's what you got, that's the big reveal? Years of threatening to end my careers, you're gonna call me gay? Bring up fake pictures and then leaked images that I would send a girl when I was 17 years old? You're going to tell your clippers to post underage pictures of me? One, that's a crime. And two, half of those things are fake. Then people are going to say, oh, you did gay. I didn't do, half of these are fake. And the other ones were sent and leaked And they faced consequences for that. Obviously, this is embarrassing. I don't want to keep talking about it. It's over 10 years ago. Not my best moment. Not proud of that. Yeah, did I think that girl was going to leak it? No, it is what it is. It happens. The difference is, if you're going to bring this up, Tate literally did. You know that, right? He brags about it. He goes on the Full Send podcast, brags about typing on the keyboard.
He literally says he started up his career pimping out shorties, bro. What do niggas think he was doing?
Under the desk.
Not to pause again, though, but for the record, bro, we're calling niggas gay, bro. I'm pretty sure when I first heard about this nigga, Andrew Tate, he struck me as one of them old head, bald, white niggas that was just aki and shit and walk around in fucking Speedos. That is probably the gayest shit I could think of. And I don't see Sneeko walking around in Speedos, nor do I want to, so. You know what I'm saying?
This is what he did. Should he be, held accountable for this? No, he reverted, and we believe that past sins are forgiven. But this is the guy who's going to say that I'm gay? The guy who said that, I'd rather sleep with Megan Fox with the dick than Hulk Hogan with a penis. Are you mad because people are posting videos of you shooting a gun and they all call you Zesty? What is this cope? That's what you got? That's how you're going to end my career? I'm not a gossip girl, but I think my gaydar goes off for him. We're at war right now. We're at war, and this is what you talk about.
I think the big reason why he's doing this is because, one, social media is addicting. Two, it actually is pretty easy to prey on these people. And three, this is a sign that is clear as day that the manosphere / red pill community is truly dead. Everybody else has kind of pivoted to some sort of like extreme political grifting and being actors in the space, talking about DEI, Epstein files, these different wars that are going on, etc., etc. But that old school bring a woman on, call them some sort of whore, criticize them for their decision making, that old school, hey, I'm a top G if you follow me type of content is actually non-existent anymore. I'm talking about from a successful standpoint. They're actually making a Netflix documentary that should be out as you.
He had to add from a successful standpoint because people are still doing it. My random niggas are still doing shit like this. But I remember when that shit was hot. Because at first it was something that was crazy. Because for the most part on the internet, yeah, we make fun of niggas. Niggas get made fun of, whatever. Sometimes if you're a girl content creator and you end up inside that type of like space, you're in a beef with another content creator, maybe you'll get attacked. But it always was some kind of like protection of women on the internet, right? Somewhat of a protection of like, yo, bro, that's a woman, bro. Like, what you going like that over a woman? With them niggas, that whole period of time was the only time where you were like, it was viral to get girls in front of the faces of niggas and say the shit that we would normally say or niggas would probably say behind the scenes in conversations with the homies. Like, oh, damn, like, I really do feel like that shorty is really, like, they'll sit there and have those kind of conversations with the shorties in the room. And honestly, it was kind of crazy and disrespectful. I ain't no simp-ass nigga. But it's just like, I was raised to have respect for women. Like, I mean, I always say that niggas who don't got respect for women, you gotta say, it says a lot about, like, I'm saying, look how they are with their mother. I love my mother. I love my mother to death. You know what I'm saying? I lay a nigga down for my moms. I mean, I don't know about other niggas about with their moms, but I lay a nigga down for my moms. So I try to treat women with that same kind of respect. The most disrespect I go is when I be rapping, I say bitches, but it's like I don't never see it. Yo, what's good, bitch? Like I ain't never in my life. You know what I'm saying? I don't know though. So when I used to see it, I'll be like, I can't even say I laughed. It was more like a shock value thing, like, oh damn, like he really just said to her? Like that's mad crazy. Like I guess it worked for some people. Maybe I was just too. Maybe I was like what, like 20. Or I was 2019. I was like 19 when that shit was going crazy. Maybe I just didn't really give a fuck. Like it just really wasn't my cup of tea. Maybe I would have went blood when I was like 12. I probably would have been over there like, look what he just said to her. Oh my god. Look at her face. But it's like at the point I was just like damn, bro, that's kind of fucked up, bro. That's kind of fucked up, bro.
You see this video that I'm hoping to cover on this channel about the manosphere and how it became to be this thing. But hopefully they talk about how it is dead. If not, I'll go ahead and talk about it. But this should show how talentless Tate is and how embarrassed people actually should be to let a guy like this, who can't entertain without, belittling and berating people, be a staple in their lives to the point where they were willing to run through a wall for him and give them literally their life savings. Not even figuratively, but literally. So now we sit back and we wait until the next saga happens, but the desperation on the timeline is actually insane from somebody that they called, or even call to this day, a top G.
The fall of Andrew Tate, bro. Oh God, though. When I seen a lot of them niggas going crazy, I always knew that a lot of that shit wasn't gonna last because, like I said, it's just rage bait. Like even some of my favorite, I could say quote unquote rage bait level or drama heavy YouTubers that I fucked with back in like 2017, like they didn't last that long. They had to like either change up their content or they just did, bro. They did what they had to do with their money, made the right moves, so they didn't have to do the content that much anymore. They just dipped. You know what I'm saying? If Andrew Tate noticed anything about the internet, I mean, he's like 40, so maybe he's not that internet savvy. Maybe he's not that hip with internet history or whoever, whatever. Yo, let me let you know right now, bro. That side of YouTube, bro, unless you're okay with not getting paid or not doing anything at all pivotal or being stagnant, that is the only way that kind of content works. Every YouTuber, even all the niggas that came up in 2017 off of drama content and everything, they all had to go and pivot their content to something else or try to actually be entertaining or something to even survive now to get views and whatever type of attention. There's no way they could have still did it. Leafy tried to come back and do it, and they banned his ass. You know what I'm saying? There's no way you're going to be able to get away with that type of shit, bro. YouTube just don't go for it no more. The internet just does not really go for it anymore. Like, it just doesn't. And even more, the type of shit that you're going for. I mean, let's not even say they don't go for it no more, but they're more willing to get a little hyped up about it over a younger person. You know what I'm saying? We could be in the comments like, yo, you don't know what you're talking about. You too young. You ain't grow up enough or whatever. Or, you know, niggas get on their ass or whatever. Feel like there's somewhere to change. You're a 40-year-old man rage baiting on the internet, bro. There is no future in that shit. Literally. 40 years old trying to rage bait. Most niggas are gonna just probably just say, bro, you're like 40. Like, you're the age of my father. Like, dead ass. I think you're the age of my father and my mom's. Like, come on, bro. At this point, if you desperate for money, bro, you might as well go back to pimping shorties, what you was doing before, right? That's what you said? Go back to doing that. Top G. Fuck. I hope y'all enjoyed the video, bro. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you catch every video on this channel. All the links are going to be in the description. And as always, I hope y'all was entertained because that's all I care about is that y'all was entertained. And I'm going to see y'all in the next video. Peace out.
It ain't no need for discussion. I just gotta keep working. Whole lot of things that I'm trying to purchase. Trying to see the hills, only seeing murder. I ain't rich, but my pockets ain't hurting. Locked in, so I ain't with the flirting. Know it's cops on the block, they be lurking. Bro posted up and ain't nobody nervous. Pop a 30 and bro go berserk. Smooch on my Zod, chest starting to hurt. Only go up, I can't go back to nothing. Really feel like that shit really works. Like I remember when I was in church, and I ain't wanna give them a alert. Niggas got shit to say when they ain't in the position. Gotta focus, some niggas don't listen.